2013 question 13. Titanium is a metal. 2.66 grams of a sample of titanium powder is heated in excess oxygen until the metal is completely oxidized. The mass of the oxide formed is 4.44. So this is the total mass of the oxide, which is 4.44. Which of the following is the empirical formula of the oxide? Now, what's the meaning of empirical? Remember, this word means this is the simplest whole number ratio. I prefer to write the word whole number just so we don't see any decimal or fractions there. Okay, so for empirical formula, we know that if we want to find the empirical formula, we would need to know the number of moles, we need to know the mass, and we're already provided with all of this information. So let's go ahead and write it down here. Perhaps I'll rub this first. Okay, titanium, and my other one would be oxygen here. Okay, so first of, I need to know the mass. Am I given the mass of titanium? Yep, it's provided. It's 2.66 grams. This is 2.66 grams. And how for oxygen? For oxygen, I'm not given, but indirectly I could find it. Now, because here I know the total mass of this titanium oxide is 4.44. So I know the total mass is 4.44. I can just subtract this amount by the mass of titanium so that the remaining amount would be the mass of oxygen. Okay, and then you take out your calculator and let's find this. 4.44 minus 2.66. This is 1.78 grams. After finding the mass, you find the number of moles. So number of moles, which is equal to mass over molar mass. That's the formula you've learned. So here the mass for titanium is 2.66, and the relative atomic mass you're provided here, it is 47.9 up here. You can see it, 47.9. And what do you get? So 2.66 divided by 47.9, and in your calculator you should get 0.0555. Let's just add 3 5s. And do the same for oxygen. The number of moles for oxygen would be 1.78 grams divided by 16. Then take out your calculator and do it. 1.78 divided by 16. 0.111. Okay, I'll just leave it as 3 significant figures for both. And then afterwards, you're supposed to find the simplest whole number ratio. Or simplest mole ratio, sorry. Simplest mole ratio. So how do you find the simplest mole ratio? Basically, you just take the smallest number out of the two, the smaller number, and you put it at the denominator. Denominator means the one that's down below here. This is called the denominator. So here, the smaller number, be careful, it is this, 0.055. The other one is 0.1, so this is the smaller number. So simply, we will take it down here, 0.0555 for this one because it's the same thing. So obviously the answer for this is 1. But for the other side, this is 0.111. You take the smaller number and put it at the denominator, 0.055. And then you do this on your calculator, 0.111 divided by 0.055. And you should see this is roughly equal to 2. And there you have it. You can now find the simplest mole ratio. For titanium, it is 1. So let's go ahead and write it right down. Titanium is 1, but obviously we don't write it. And for oxygen here, this is O is 2. So let's write down, this is O2. So I have TiO2 as my empirical formula here. So the answer for this should be D.